after them.
I think we should be a little bit more quieter so we do catch up. You know what I mean?
Are any of these ragged remains of tents large enough to store a wheelbarrow in?
I'd say, yeah, you could find enough to kind of like push it into some underbrush and then like throw some of these remains over it. Yeah,
Alright, that's what I do then, while we're deciding on whether to rush or
it's
not.
not perfect, but it's enough that you can give it a little bit of shelter.
Oh, believe me, you have no idea of my trickery when it comes to hiding wheelbarrows of stuff. Griff can tell you stories.
I'll talk about the last elf you played.
No.
I am the wheelbarrow hider.
Look, I don't remember what the job is called, but in Warhammer there is a job where you collect shit off the ground.
Okay.
It's valuable to a lot of people.
Maybe that'll be your next Hackmaster adventure. It might be less dangerous than a hippo.
Hey, those guys are fearless.
But yeah, storing it inside of a tent seems like a pretty good idea.
So you guys stash your wheelbarrow, maybe a little bit more stuff, and then start hurrying up this switchback up the mountain. It looks like these tracks follow up this switchback. You guys are maybe you move for about an hour of this hurried pace hiking up. Everyone make listening checks.
All right. You said it was like taking about an hour to go up to?
No, an hour would be too long. It probably takes you about half an hour.
Okay.
Before you potentially hear these sounds. So, Tubbs, you're the first person to hear it, but as you guys are going up, you can hear something above you, like maybe one switch back up, and it almost sounds like you hear like labored breathing, and then you also hear like and Thalon, with your average check, you can hear it as well. You hear cursing and like it sounds like they're cursing the miners themselves, and then you hear like a grunting and like heaving, and then you hear like more like cursing, but the voice sounds really really it could be a child is what it sounds like.
But they are talking in like Sphemosian.
It's going in between several languages. You're hearing Samosish, and what languages do you both speak?
Quite a lot. High Elven, Low Elven, Calamarian, Brandobian, Renarian, Djay, Lizard Folk, Dwarvish, Sphemosian.
Yeah, so it's mainly Samosish, but it's back and forth between maybe another language that you actually don't speak.
It's not Skarn, is it?
Right. I'm imagining this is like some sort of like pigeon kind of language, where it's two of them that are kind of like mixing together, borrowing all the words because two different groups are trying to communicate.
Yeah, and you are in this other language that they're speaking. You do hear other words that are similar to all the languages you speak, but it doesn't quite match it. It's kind of like hearing Spanish when you know French, or
I don't
vice
suppose
versa.
I could identify if it is Spanish then.
You've probably heard this language before. It sounds like they might be speaking merchant's tongue, which is kind of it's a common, but it really is only used in relationship with trading. So you could try to speak to two different, you could try to communicate other concepts with it, but it's difficult.
Right, it's one mishmash language, and now it's mishmash with another language.
Yep. So what do you guys do? You hear it. It sounds like it's about one switchback, like almost above you. That's how you're able to hear it.
And I'll go ahead and tell the party it sounds like we have our trader up there. We should be able to approach him, or at least that's my guess. So, Thalon will try to rush ahead then.
All right, you're rushing ahead. Ari?
I mean,
Everything
I'm
with
gonna
Jigsaw
keep pace with the slowest member of our party. I mean, it
All
is
right.
kind of ironic to
How
me
nice
that
of you.
the ranged guy is the one rushing ahead.
I know, right?
Kara, are you going to rush ahead with Thalon, or are you guys going to let the mage 1v1 win this creature?
Yeah, I'm not rushing ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna be cautious.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
No,
the
I'm
lawn
actually
is
gonna
trying to
follow
get a
Tom.
visual on him as soon as possible.
So Thalon rushes ahead and turns the corner on the switchback, and you see all you can see from behind is you see this small cart piled up with what looks like, at this point, it looks like mining equipment. It's somewhat covered in a small tarp with ropes holding it in position. But it looks like it's like moving kind of sluggishly at like spurts going up the hill. At this point, you can't actually see the creature that's pulling it though on the other side.
Oh, he's pulling it. Well, that's a little inefficient, but there we go. But yeah, Thalon is going to go ahead and he's going to actually call out in Sphimosis. You there? Hello there.
Ah! You hear like a little like a squawk and like the cart kind of jumps for a second and then you see it stop moving and
Yeah.
a little head poke out around the other side of the cart. It looks like maybe a halfling at this point. You've seen Cavalt enough, but it's he doesn't have the same gray hair as Cavalt. He
He's
kind
not
of
as crazy.
He's not. Maybe he's not as crazy. He's definitely not wearing as torn and tattered clothing. But you see this head poke around. Who are you?
I'm Thalon Narothiel. I'm here to investigate the miners. Do you have a
Yeah.
moment? Please stop. Whew.
Yeah. So he
Oh, quite a
stops and
lot of running.
he puts down. You see he's already set down the cart and he comes around and he kind of eyes you warily and you see he's kind of got his hand like he's kind of got like a dagger at his side and he's kind of like I warn you. Keep your distance.
Yeah, I
Who?
think up to this point, Thalon has had a javelin in his hand. At this point, he just kind of like puts it like back onto his back and shrugs a little bit and relaxes quite a lot.
You say you're looking for the miners?
That's right. No one's heard from them from quite some time, and we're all very worried.
He like sighs and like leans against the cart, like bangs his head against it. Damn! Do you think they could be up there? I really hope I didn't drag this thing up here for nothing.
You don't know. Well, hold up a moment then and wait for some of my friends, and you can tell us what your story is, and I'll tell you mine.
All right, so he'll say okay, and he waits while you guys all round the corner, and you see this halfling standing by this mining cart, or not a mining cart, but this cart full of mining equipment.
Yeah, and on their way up, I'll probably be explaining it's like we've been sent by the trade company. We've journeyed down the river. We haven't heard from them in a while. We're all worried. We're here to check and see if everything's okay.
Ah, you were sent by the mining company?
Yes, that's right.
Ah, well then, do I have a pitch for you? Now, look here. If you look over here, you'll see my mining cart. You see, or my cart full of, and
I
what's
see
this?
it's very tall.
Mining equipment. Now, I see here that you have a prosperous copper mine. So I hear you. I mean, you're sent out here all on your own. So I assume you speak from a good position of authority. So I assume it would be under. You would have the ability to make a deal on perhaps a new set of equipment. Now, my
Well,
picks.
we'll cover the deals later. You haven't been here for very long then, and you're not part of the mining crew either, is what I'm
No,
picking.
well, I've just arrived, but I'm willing and I'm able to become a valuable member of this mining company because I have a lot to offer and a lot of assistance. Now may look small, but what I bring to the table is a lot.
Now, what I can't help but wonder is if maybe all of this mining equipment was actually down in the camp to begin with now.
What? Oh, you. Oh, you injure me. Is that an attack on my honor and my pride? Oh. Now, if
Colored
you're
a little bit of a suspicion given the tracks.
and he pulls out one of the mining the picks. And he shows you at the very bottom. There's like an emblem burnt into him. Now, if you look at the bottom, you'll see that there is a beautiful symbol here. This symbol here is not only a guarantee of quality, but of authenticity. You have
I
the
imagine I have like
accursed
no.
guarantee.
I imagine Thalon has like no actual authority when it comes to like trademarks and such like that. So he wouldn't be able to tell either way unless it's like a Jade Lion logo.
It is not a Jade Lion logo.
Okay, cool. So Thalon will nod and go, "Oh, well, all right. Perhaps they are authentic. But well, I suppose as far as it goes, I'm not sure there are any miners left. Now, there is someone who perhaps can negotiate on the Jade Lion's behalf.
Ah,
But
wonderful. Take me to him.
if you do me a courtesy, stay with us for a while. We're going to investigate. And maybe, very maybe, you might have an additional deal on your hands.
Hmm.
And tell you what, I'll give you a special deal. I'll help carry your things up to the top because it seems like you're having quite a lot of trouble doing so. In exchange,
Ah.
if we need them, we'll be able to use them immediately because I suspect we might have to rescue a few miners.
All right. So you're saying you would like to rent out my mining equipment if you need them.
That's
I could do
correct.
that. I do have some rental agreements. He starts like sorting around in his. He's got like a side satchel with like a bunch of papers. Would you mind signing something, maybe?
I don't think we
Just-
need a
just-
sign for this.
Oh, true. I mean,
Oh,
you
I
aren't
would-
renting it now, so this is probably not. So he puts it in.
But I am offering to carry it up to the top for waiving of fees.
Well, I will waive some of my administration fees. Of course, I mean, I only represent my company, and I can only waive so much. But I'm willing to cut you in and help you out as best as I can. If you help me take this cart to the top, and help negotiate with this company to make sure that they're buying some of the best equipment in the market, then yeah, I think we can help each other out.
Good. That sounds like a fair deal then. So,
Oh,
here,
and
let me help
are these
you
your
up.
friends?
Yes, they are.
So you guys have all arrived as well, and you see this little halfling talking to Falon.
Well met.
Ah, hello.
Oh, speaking of things, I don't think I actually caught your name, did I?
My name's Horst.
Horst. Very nice to meet you then. And I'll just generally shake his hand.
All right, he shakes your hand.
All right. Then I'll look to everyone else and see if like they have anything they want to interrogate him on real quick.
We didn't hear
Hi.
the whole thing, right? So
Yeah, I'll like fill you in and say like he's definitely a trader. He came in. He's not part of the mining crew. He has all this equipment. It's got trade stamps on it, but I'm not a trader, so shrug.
Yeah, you don't see he's armored or anything. He doesn't appear to be even wearing leather armor or anything like that. He's just got daggers. It looks like you see like a sling around his tucked into his waistband, like most halflings seem to carry. But yeah, he doesn't seem to be like. It doesn't look like he killed miners and then stole their equipment. It doesn't look like it would be possible for him to do that.
Yeah, I don't think
No.
he's been the halfling murderer here at the very least.
I don't think you write people off for that, though. Not looking like you're able to do that is the number one step in being able to do that.
Have you seen any miners?
Have I seen any miners? Oh, sure. They're up there. Are we gonna go?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Well, Fallon, you wanna take over, pushing this thing up here for?
Yep, Balon will go ahead and take over. He'll actually go to his robes, lift up his like sleeves a little bit, stretch, and just take over. I imagine compared to a halfling, he's not going to have nearly as much trouble.
No, especially since considering your strength, you do not have much trouble at all.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Balon will handle that the rest of the way up.
So you reach the top of the mine. You climb from the mining village site to the mine entrance with relative ease. You climb over a few hundred feet in height to the entrance. And from your vantage point, you've got a good view of the trail behind you, the camp below, and far off in the distance, you can see the Niznar Lake. And if you look close enough, you can almost make out your boat as well. A wide tract of open ground devoid of plants heralds the way to what looks like a dark maw, dozens of feet high and twice as wide, burrowing into the hill. So you've now reached the entrance of the upper mine. So we'll, if you would go here to the entrance, here's the map that you guys are on. So here's the wide tract of land. Here is the opening here, and
it's all
off to the.
dark.
Oh, you guys don't have tokens on it. That makes.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, I forgot that you guys can't see if there's no tokens.
Okay, I was zooming in and out all over the place, trying to figure out.
They're right here. Got Tubbs and Horst. I'm going to put your token out, but I don't think it's attached to your. It doesn't have sight, so now you should have sight.
I don't see anything.
Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't save changes. Now do you have sight?
Yep.
All right. So you guys are all here. This is the entrance to the mine, or this is the wide swath of land devoid of plants. The opening in the darkness is right here, and just here's just the drop off, and then trees and foliage on the side.
Yeah, Balon has his back to that quite a bit. But he's going to go ahead and very quickly approach the cave, and he's going to go ahead and start preparing his crossbow for now.
Okay.
Huh? They must be inside. I thought they'd be out here taking a break or something.
So, but you've seen them. You know they're here.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I thought I heard them. So, yeah.
Okay, so you have not seen them. Great.
Well, I heard them, so hearing them is like, I mean, they're humans, so like, if you hear a human, you don't need to see them to hear them, to know that they're there. At least that's my thinking anyway. But we didn't bring all this stuff up here for nothing, so I guess we'll go inside and see.
All
I
right.
guess we will. After you.
The opening here is dark. So once this is the light from outside.
Well, crap. I guess I gotta go back down the mountain and get my torches.
Balon will take his backpack out and hand a torch over to Ari. Here you go.
All right. Would you like Ari to hold the torch?
Actually,
Is
good
that who you
question.
guys want to have? Yeah, who wants to have the torch?
I have a question. Shields. Are they arm mounted, or am I actually holding it by the end on my hand?
What size shield do you have?
I believe it's buckler, but I have to double check.
Yeah, you have a medium shield.
Medium.
The buckler is the only one that's strapped to your arm. I think with a small shield, I'd have to double check. A small shield, you might be able to have something in your hand.
Yeah, a lot of the rest are likely to have handles that you
But-
probably need to hold.
Right.
But
Okay.
yeah, the medium shield I know. The medium shield I know for certain has you have to hold on to it.
Oh man, you know what I need to do? Is I need to get one of those little torch holders, put on the front of the shield, so I can just put
Or on your hat.
No, I don't want anything falling down onto my hair. But yeah, no. I mean, a medium shield's big enough. I can just, hold the shield in front of me and light the way.
I know this guy in Esbosvom that he could probably do that for you. Once we get back there.
Actually, you, little halfling Horst, why don't you hold it?
Hold the torch. Okay.
Yes, here you go. And I will just shove it into his hands, and that's all that needs to be done. So he now has the torch.
All right, you have the torch.
So I guess I'm gonna go in ahead.
All right. Oh, I double checked. Even small shields you have to grab with your hand. So it's just bucklers that you strap to your arm. Okay. Yeah, you guys are. Once you guys reach a new area, I'll tell you what you see.
So I want to look around.
Yeah, just let me know if you guys want to do any checks or what do you want to do?
Well, we've been sitting at the open cave for a little bit. I'm going to presume we don't necessarily hear anything outright.
You do not.
So we do have to go in a little bit.
I mean, in the absence of presumption, I don't hear anything.
Yeah, it's quiet. And in the darkness inside, you do not see any light coming out.
I can't help but
How
notice that
about
our
low light
torch
vision?
holder has fallen back.
Is there any like tracks on the ground or?
Yeah, you can do tracking checks.
With my low light vision, do I see anything extra or?
That is that's factored in on your token, so it gives you better vision.
Assumedly, your token can see farther than our tokens can see.
Yeah. Yeah, your token should be able to see farther. Kara, you're looking around. You're seeing the miners' tracks, but you're also starting to see several other tracks once you start getting farther in. Not in this wide opening, but now that you've started moving into this tunnel, you see tracks of creatures that aren't booted. It looks like barefooted creatures, maybe medium size, maybe a little bit smaller than humans. Not quite as small as these halfling tracks were, but unbooted as well.
With like claws or like
Uh-oh.
pads.
It does not look like it has claws or pads, so you don't think it's a wild animal.
Okay. I'm gonna tell them, hey guys, it looks like there's some tracks. People not wearing boots. They're kind of smaller. I don't know what they are.
It's probably a mule or something. Can I hear anything?
It's not a mule.
I'm sorry, what'd you say that the feet looked like?
They look like. What did they look like?
They look like bare feet.
There's
Like
bears
a
in this
clawed
mine.
bear, or yeah.
You heard it here. The GM said bare feet.
Well, with the light here, the lawn is going to walk up to what seems
Yeah.
like a box over here, and he's going to check it out.
So, yeah, roughly about 100 feet inside, you guys have moved in, and the tunnel is starting to open up. And from where you see, it looks like it's opening up into a wider, expansive area, spilling beyond what your torchlight can obviously reach. As to the right, it looks like there's several wooden hand carts right there. That's what you see as the light illuminates a small wooden hand cart. A whole line of them. As you get closer to it, it looks like they're in in rather poor condition. Um,
I'm going to presume that
And-
they're also probably empty, correct?
Yes, and as you get closer in, your light also is illuminating several wooden handcarts to the left as well. It looks like along the left side of the wall, maybe you see more carts. You move a little bit farther in, and it looks like the walls look like they're naturally formed, and ahead of you, it looks like there's some sort of chasm. It looks like there's a rough ledge that runs in a jagged line. At the moment, you're just seeing the right, but as your light comes in, you see there is Tubbs. I'll move you in here. You're seeing a chasm from right to left run across your front, across the front of you. In the very middle, you see some sort of wooden construction that sits over the precipice, down, leaning over the chasm. Maybe some sort of lift or a staging area. And to the left, you see there's two large bins that look like they might have been storage devices. From here, it looks like the wood is also pretty bad.
I wouldn't touch that. It seems dangerous.
The wood on the wooden construction, though, the lift or staging area, as you might call it, looks totally fine. It doesn't look like it's starting to decay or rot.
When you say lift, are you talking like, I don't know, rope elevator sort of lift, or?
Yeah, let me reveal. Let me see if I can do this reveal. If I reveal this area to you. Oh, did everything just go dark for you?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Then let me
You've deleted the map, haven't you?
Fog of War. Deleting. I accidentally added Fog of War. Here's what I'll do. I'm adding additional tokens down here so you guys can see.
They really need to get this place cleaned up. I mean, this place is just a mess. I thought there'd be more people around here.
Yes, who do they think they are? Do they live in a cave?
Yeah, it's funny. It's almost like hearing something. Maybe we shouldn't assume, people and miners are here. I don't know.
So here is what the winch. Do you guys all have? Now that I moved you over there, does everyone have vision
Yeah.
down there?
Now I do.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is what I think I'm missing someone. Horse, Carathlon.
I mean, I'm not there, but I
Ari.
can see it. I can see it, though.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I think we're sharing vision with Horse right now.
Oh, yeah, you're probably sharing vision with Horst. Yep. All right. So this is what the platform looks like in more detail. So there's a little platform in the center, and what looks like a winch on the side, and then just off on the edge, there's a rope spool that's attached to it all.
Does it look like all of these pieces are still in working order?
Say I can describe it even in greater detail as you start moving up onto the platform. This large wooden platform hangs dangerously over the edge of the looming chasm below. In the center of the platform is a 10-foot wooden square hole, and above the hole is a wooden crane. The crane is constructed by heavy timbers attached by worked metal plates and bolts. Connected to the base of the crane is a large wheel with a winch and a cog. Rope passes from a large spool set into the stone floor, through the winch and pulley, and up the crane before plunging down through the hole and into the darkness below, leaving you to wonder what is connected to the other end. So you assume that there is a wooden platform connected to at the end of the rope, but right now it is either in the down position or somewhere between down and up.
Right, but the rope and the winch and everything looks like it's operationally still together, right?
It does. It does.
Then I guess I'm gonna make a leap of logic here. The winch is the mechanical part of it. Someone will probably have to physically operate it.
That's true.
Okay.
I'm gonna call down the hole and just be like, "Hello."
Hello.
Lawn face palms.
Horst is
You
gonna
guys
go over to
make
the winch.
make listening checks as you yell down into the darkness.
As we all get confused by what's considered an echo.
You said hello, and then what comes back is good morning. Good morning.
So you guys are listening off like into this large chasm that seems to go on for who knows what distance, because you can't see the other side. That's for sure. It sounds like Horst and Kara and Falon, you can and Tubbs, you can all make out at the very bottom what sounds like running water, like echoing along the walls. But aside from that, there's no response to your yell.
Horst wants to go over to the winch and try to operate it.
Oh, operating a
I
winch.
wouldn't
see.
touch that horse.
What?
Um,
How are we gonna get down there?
Do you know
Well,
where
there
that
is a
would fit?
staircase right over here.
The staircase. I don't see it.
If you just turn your eyes to the south here.
If you look a little closer, yeah. Right now, I haven't described it just because you don't have the best light there. But
So, yeah,
But
I
look, if you
really
look
can't
into the
see
void,
over
you
there.
can see it is clearly marked.
that's true. Another detail is as you're starting to look around and your eyes are getting a little bit used to the darkness, you can actually make out far above you a very weak green light almost attempts to filter through the ceiling. It looks like there might be some sort of opening at the top of the hill, but the underbrush dilutes and colors the light, preventing it from actually reaching you. But it provides a sort of eerie sensation as you enter here. And you can all now hear, as it's quiet and no one's talking, the echoes of water, the echoes of rushing of water echo through the cave. Once you get down here and you're starting to look towards the south of the map, you see what looks like a wooden staircase plummeting down into the darkness around, hugging the natural wall of the cavern.
So Fallon, you wanna take the staircase instead of the winch? You wanna instead of the winch?
Thalon like rubs his chin a little bit, and you can see him like taking a step backwards. It's like, no, I don't think I like the look of any of this. I think this mine is permanently unsafe. These are terrible conditions. I don't think this place could ever open up again. I think we've seen all that we need to see. I think we should go.
Disagree.
DM?
Yeah.
With me being a minor, can I do like a job check to see if they're doing it right, quote unquote?
Yeah, you can roll a mining check if this, like,
Okay.
just to see if this all makes sense. Like if,
Right,
yeah.
like if they're following proper protocol and all that
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Yeah, you pull out your OSHA guidelines.
Yeah, make sure they're following the rules.
Nobody here's
Yeah.
wearing a hard hat.
Look at this. There are no guardrails, Thalon will actually say. There's
Yeah, so
no way
roll
this
roll a
is safe
mining check,
mine.
Tub.
5 yards back, I saw a wet spot on the floor and no signage.
I need to keep it social distancing.
So it seems like a fairly, I mean, that's an average check. It seems like a fairly run-of-the-mill setup. It seems like they probably use this lift to take ore in and out. The hand carts were probably to transport the ore from here down to the camp and below, and then to the barges or the rafts, and then down. And they probably use the wooden staircase to get down for everyday travel. But you're not picking up any like hidden nuances of their mining operation or anything like that.
And she starts babbling and everything. I go, excuse me.
Yes.
I am a miner. I kind of like do a little like bow. Dwarf.
But you look so old.
If we weren't party members. But I'm gonna basically say what you told me about. This is actually a pretty typical mining elf. I wish it just the stairs because that's just how it's built. Let's not be lazy.
Well, then I think I'm of the opinion that a typical mine is in fact incredibly dangerous. These are terrible conditions. Not a single elf on this good planet would ever consider stepping foot in here. No, definitely no one with any sense of rationality at all. And Thalon is taking like another step backwards.
And Horst says, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! When we were outside, you said you were going to help me get rid of this mining equipment, and obviously they're down there. They're not up
Yes.
here because they're doing all their mining down there. So we need to go down."
Well,
And you
I
said you would
offered
help me.
to bring it up the mountain, and after that, perhaps use it. But it's clear to me that everyone who is here or has ever been here is probably dead, and so will we if we don't leave.
That covered the
Oh.
administration fees, to work with me, so. So
That's fine. You
I
can
want to
take
go
that up
down.
with my lawyer, and Alon is taking another step backwards.
Come on, Dwarf, have a little adventure.
Actually, he's an elf.
Or elf, yeah. Come
Addi-
on, elf, have a little adventure.
Additionally, we are on a job here, a job which has been incredibly life-threatening the entire time. It seems to be a
Yes.
bit out of sorts for you to back out now.
No, this is simply pure rationality taking hold
No,
as we see the dangerous and unworthy conditions of this mine.
no,
Unworthy.
you just be an elf. Rather be with the trees than be with the ground.
Well, I mean, if you wish to wait outside by yourself for however long we require to be in here, feel free, but we don't know
Yes.
how safe outside is either.
Especially with all those tracks we saw already. Maybe you could
Uh,
talk to
no,
the
that's actually a brilliant idea, isn't it? I can stay right here, and I can watch all of your backs, especially from way back here. Yes,
It
it's
will
perfect.
getting
Kara's,
In the
Kara's
needs of
gonna cock
danger
her
and a
head.
quick escape, I'll be here waiting.
Kara's gonna cock her head and be like, "Which is it you're afraid of, the dark or the closeness? Claustrophobic?"
It's not that dark. No, this isn't like close or anything. Actually, this is honestly very wide open now that I consider it. It's like,
And what is it you're afraid of?
I am afraid of nothing. I resent the accusation. I'm merely thinking of all of our best interests and ultimate safety.
We have an expert here who says the mine is safe.
Well, perhaps by
I did this
mining
since I was a
standards.
kid. Not elf standards.
Yes, it doesn't meet proper elven standards, you see.
What would an elf know? They just live in trees.
This is awfully true. Yes, we do live entirely in trees and never, of course, venture down upon the ground or do any such things.
Now,
But
before we start getting into a race war, to be fair, most houses are made
we
of
have one of
wood.
those already.
To be fair, most houses are made of wood, and wood comes from trees. So
Which means it's a witch.
And as we all know,
Remember,
male
the
witches are
foundation of
often
every
called
hipster.
warlocks.
But yes, I will admit that I know nothing of this from your expertise, Mr.
Then-
Dwarf. However, I believe these are wooden carts, and if we disassemble some of them, I can start a campfire up here while you all press ahead. And that should provide light on the way back, and we won't necessarily have to rely on the torches should they run out prematurely.
I lightly pat my forehead. I have low light vision. I got that.
Your eyes still do need some light. That's the idea then. So I'll set the campfire, and all of you will be fine.
So, having listened to the whole thing, Kara's just like,
I'm just gonna
"Oh,
start walking to the
it's
stairs.
underground that you're scared of. I got it. I'm just kind of like,
I'm not afraid of being on the ground. What sensible person would be afraid of that?
underground. Underground.
And as I said, I have no fear at all within my own body. Everything that
come
I
join
think
us.
is purely rational and driven by the mind of a genius.
Right. Yeah.
I do find it a bit disappointing, though. I thought you were somebody I could count on to watch my back.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I'm offering here. I am, in fact, watching all of our backs.
Until we fade into the darkness. May perhaps never to be seen again.
I'll throw another torch over the edge for you, then.
It's like having artillery. He just throws rocks into the darkness. 4!
Horst looks at Ari and Kara and Tub and wipes his eyes and goes, "Wow, you guys are great. You guys are doing this for me. Wow. Let's go. Let the elf stay. You know, we'll come pick him up after we get rid of everything." And then I say to Thalen, "You're gonna have to pay me for those administration things, those papers that I had to file. So, but we'll take
Oh.
care of that later."
Yes, of course. Your people can call my people. Yes.
What was the name of your company again?
Oh, I work for this Jade Lion Trading Company. Isn't that the same one that you work for?
And your name is Horst?
Yeah.
And you're completely unrelated to this mining operation?
Well, unrelated. How? I'm here to sell all that mining equipment that you saw. That's why I'm here.
Right, you're a supplier, but you don't particularly work for the mine. You're not on the payroll of the mine itself.
Correct. Yeah.
Right, so you're unrelated to the mine. So the Jade
That's right.
Lion Trading Company sent you to trade with the mine that they already own.
Well, I do all kinds of things for all kinds of people.
How did you get here?
I walked.
From...
I came by boat. How did you get here?
Well, we walked after we came from a
Right.
boat.
Yeah. How else would you get here?
I don't know, that's why I'm asking. Didn't see any boats when we got here, so I was just wondering how you got here.
Oh, I've been here for about a week. I just got lost.
But where did you come from?
Cotton Eye Joe.
Is most of them. Where
Where-
did you come from?
With your cart? Did you walk
Oh,
there
no.
with your cart?
Oh no, I got that here.
I knew it.
Okay. Well,
So?
onward, I guess.
All right. So, I suppose one last final word then. There is the lift there, and I'm inclined to not trust it at all. However, it does have a winch, and someone does need to operate it. If you think it'd
You
be
could
more
do-
expeditious to go down the lift instead of the stairs, I will offer to be the one to stay here and operate it then.
The lift
It
is
would
just
be
for
it'd be a rope use check to determine if the rope is properly maintained and if the rope will hold the weight. So anyone can go over there and inspect it if they'd like.
Well, let's see if
I'll
the
let
law
the
knows
smart one
anything.
do it.
Our mining expert has already stated that lift is for ores and such, not for people.
Exactly.
Yeah, you look it over, and yeah, Falon, Kara, you guys are looking it over. You guys both think that it's an easy check, so it's within 80 of your skill. You look it over, and you're looking at the rope, especially because that's the main thing that could fail.
Mhm.
It looks like it would be safe enough. Yeah, it looks like it would be safe.
I mean, the rope being safe enough is all well and good, but if you fall off the edge of the platform because it wasn't designed to hold a person, and nobody cares if you drop a bit of ore, you just put it back on the thing.
Exactly.
A person.
Remember proper protocol.
You don't know
Just
if the
rubberized.
platform could have sides on the edge of it. You don't know. Since it's at the bottom.
Well, I assume since it has any sort of mass at all, it will have sides. Now, if it has like some
Well,
sort of platformed edge, that's a different matter.
Yeah. Platform edges.
It is at least a two-dimensional object. It will have sides.
I think given that the lift does seem to be functional, I think now is the time where Thalon will do as he said. He's going to take one of the carts from over here, especially one of the more busted up ones, and he's just going to get over here. He's going to like break it apart a little bit, stamp on it, whatever, and then make a campfire out of it.
All right.
So I drew a square where I'm going to put it, and that'll do for while Thalon's up here, and he's going to end up being alone if he does the lift. Oh, thank you,
All right.
token.
I'm surprised. Breaking public property. You rebel.
Are you going to start the campfire now, or?
I'll start it whenever people are willing to choose a direction that they're going to go. If they're going to take the lift, then I'll probably start it before they get onto the lift, so that I'll have light when they go down.
Okay. Just let me know when to add light to it, essentially.
Okay. So I'll look at everyone. So which way are you going to go then?
Well, the faster way is through the lift, but we can always use that as to get back up here.
Well, if it's not down there and no one's up here to operate the winch, then the lift is useless.
But you're staying up here,
Precisely.
so
So you could take it on the way down.
but we gotta
Or-
wind it up.
Or we just follow the suggestion of the expert and not use it.
Again, of course, take your pick.
Well, let's take the stairs. I'm gonna head towards the stairs.
Okay.
Uh,
Assume
he's
at
got
this
the-
point you're lighting the campfire.
Yeah, absolutely. Now's the time.
He's got the torch, so I'm gonna follow the torch.
All right. Tubbs, are you going to follow as well?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna lead or go second. Cause I got low light vision, so I can see stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Start heading down the steps.
Are you on
With
rope
Ari.
for me, Tubbs? Because we're heading down.
Yeah, I'm still on the platform.
You'll have to scroll back up to the part of the map where your other token is, the one that's on
Okay,
the
I thought we were
actual
still
map.
there. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. I've got two
Yeah, that's
tokens
just
here.
the zoom in.
Yeah, I've moved you down here, Tubbs. So now you.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Juan
So it
actually
looks
has
like-
a nice view of this, and his crossbow's still technically at effective range.
So is who is in front? Like, what is the order here?
I'd like to go in front and then the.
Well, the thing is,
fire guy.
your vision range means you can walk off into the darkness, where I am just following the edge of the actual light that I can see.
And I'll be behind Ari.
So
I'm in the back.
so
I'm
it's-
keeping an eye on this.
So I think
okay,
it's
and then Tubbs in the front,
Yeah, I
or
think it's Tubbs, Ari,
Yes, Tubbs in front.
Hertz, Kira.
okay.
And Tub, you probably want to be beyond the light. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm at the edge of where the light is for me, but since you can see beyond the light, I'm assuming you're off in your own darkness.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't know how far to go. Don't want to go too far. Blah blah blah.
As far as you can see, like I said, I can't see what your vision range is.
So you can stop right there. So as you guys are, so maybe we'll move this just a little bit farther so everyone can kind of see. So Tubbs is getting to right here, and Tubbs, you're walking down these stairs, and as you get about there, you hear the first thing that signals something is wrong is you hear a kind of a creaking and a cracking, and then the entire platform you're on sways and starts swinging down as this section of stairs collapses and starts plummeting down into the darkness. What are you going to do?
How fast can I get my pickaxe? It's usually on my backpack.
It would take D4 seconds. So it's probably not enough time to get that out before, like, basically, are you just going to try to let it fall? Like, are you going to just let it fall with you? Or are you going to,
Oh, I was
Gonna
gonna try
try
to
to
use it
jump?
to.
are you going to try to
Yeah,
jump to safety or anything like that?
yeah, exactly. Try to grab onto the wall. Jump, guys.
All right. All right. So in this case, it's a feat of agility to try to to avoid this trap. So against my roll, so the trap got a 10. So it's you just have to beat of a 10 with your feat of agility.
So would I roll Dex, or how does that work?
There's a macro that is FOA if you've added that to your character.
Okay.
Otherwise, you roll a d20 and your feat of agility is 0. So it'd be a d20 plus 0. Yeah, so you managed to jump to safety. So this starts that you feel the stairs that you're on starts to sway and pull away, and maybe it's just your momentum. You like take a step and then leap to the other side of the stairs. And as you do, that section of stairs collapses and falls off into the darkness. And for a second, you don't hear anything, and then as it collapses and hits the ground in a huge explosion of what you assume is wood and splinters, but you do not see it land, as that's just darkness below you.
Is everybody else safe?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay.
Yeah, we
I'm
were on
just
the
gonna
other
turn
side.
around,
Yeah, they
be a
hadn't
little bit
reached it
heavy.
yet.
I'm just gonna turn around, be a little heavy. Tread carefully, and don't tell Delon.
What was that last part?
Don't tell Delon.
Don't tell the lawn.
Juan is literally watching you from the cliff's edge, and you could probably turn your head and literally see him there.
You can't see. You don't have dark vision.
You have a light, and you're literally in line of sight.
Yeah, we're carrying
Yeah,
the
you
light,
look
so he
over
can
and
see
Falon's
us.
aiming with his heavy crossbow, just waiting for one of you to enter his sights.
He's probably a big old shadow
He's
on the
waiting for
cliff
me.
edge for us.
Yeah. He can try to
So
thank me by
this
mistake. Sorry.
this is about a 15-foot segment of stairs that's given way.
Well,
What do you guys want to do? Tubbs has jumped to the other side.
well, I guess we're taking the lift down.
You could jump. It's not far. I'll catch you.
Uh,
That is true. You could attempt the jump.
Yeah, just tie rope around you, and the other person hold on to the rope, and you just jump. We'll
I
just keep
left
doing
my rope with my barrel.
it. I got rope. I start doing what I do. I know all about this stuff when this stuff happened.
I'm also
It's an everyday.
not very agile.
So this is to jump 15 feet would be an average. To do this jump would be an average jump of difficulty for anyone who's not small. And if you're small, such as a halfling or a dwarf, it's probably going to be an impossible jump for you to jump 15 feet.
Unless we throw him.
Yeah,
Unless
exactly.
you
That's
throw
why.
him.
So I would assume I know like how to go around this because I am a miner. I've been mining my whole life and stuff. So would I be able to like know how to do the pulleys and all that fun stuff?
Well, the real only way to get around this is, I mean, as a miner, you could try to mine through this stone here, but that'll take a while. Um,
I
I
mean,
mean,
like, would the miners know how to like get over stuff, like like stuff collapsing and everything?
that would be more of a like a carpentry skill to know
Okay.
how to like replace some of this. So if anyone had a carpentry, then you could use some of the wood you found and repair this section, or at least make some sort of bridge.
The annoyance that I feel now is that in my wheelbarrow outside is rope and crampons and everything like that. I had
Oh,
this
God.
exact
Yeah.
measure in mind. It's just all outside because I didn't
Yeah,
bring it
I
in.
have rope, but yeah, you could cut it on to get us the thingies.
Horst looks at the dwarf and says, "That guy was lucky, but I'm gonna head back, and I guess we're gonna have to go down the lift."
Yes, I don't see any reasonable other precaution.
The question is, do we get him?
If someone was a
Perhaps.
master at rope use, you could build a rope bridge, a rope suspension bridge, but
I don't think we
I
have a
don't think anyone
master
has
of
that.
rope use. I think the thing
No.
to do here, well, no, because when we walk away, we're gonna leave him in pitch darkness on a rickety bridge. And I was saying
I hate
maybe
that
we should
thing.
leave the torch here, but we only have the one torch, and we need to find our way back as well
I'll keep going down the bridge.
in darkness. Because you're gonna walk
Yeah.
when we walk away, it's going to get darker for you.
Yeah, that's fine. I could keep going.
In the darkness, you can barely make out, especially tubs. In tubs, you can barely make out the floor below you at this point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go slow.
Tubbs,
You know.
before you start on this path, I just want to make this clear for you. My concern in this matter is that if this part collapsed, another part could collapse, and you won't know where to jump ahead. Because it will be so dark. I am assuming you're thinking I'll hold on to the wall and I'll know where to go. But if something collapses and you don't know which direction to jump because it makes another bend or a turn, that could be it for you.
I lived my life in a mine. I have this.
I
that's
think
right.
this has maybe been a good day's work. Let's go set up camp. We can send someone down to get the actual climbing equipment, and we can tackle this again in the morning.
Huh, that does make sense.
But the moment is, how are you going to rescue Tubbs?
You know
Yeah,
what?
if
I
Tubbs
got
would,
my mining stuff with me. Can I just use that to like go over to them? Like vertical limit, how they have the little thingies to like go move over, like with the ice. Can I do that with my
Uh,
pickaxes?
that would be more of a climbing check.
Yeah, would that be okay if I could climb using my pickaxes as like something to keep me rooted?
Let me see. Yeah, you could attempt a climbing check, but I mean, you could also, the danger is that you could fail.
yeah, tie the
This,
rope on yourself and throw the end over
Yeah,
us.
exactly. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking.
yep. So this is without, you've got some rope. So this would be or with his,
Well, I got the starting rope, the
yep,
50 or whatever. I'm not sure.
you got 50 feet of rope. So this would be a average difficulty climbing check.
Okay. So let me make that real quick for you. Give me one moment.
Who on our end has the rope? Ari, I guess you probably. Or
I mean,
something.
you both could be holding onto the rope if you'd like.
I mean, yeah, I think I would be the first one since I'm right there at the edge. Also, I'm the strongest of us three. And then we could probably go to you and then Hertz. I mean, I don't know that we won't even need Hertz to hold on because he's a halfling. And I don't mean to cast aspersions, but I think a dwarf is way more than halflings. On the bye. And Tubbs is larger than your average dwarf. Is that not what I'm saying? What am I saying?
Hurts.
Are you saying Hertz? His name is Horst.
Like horse with a T.
But, I mean,
Oh,
his,
sorry. I thought there was a Z in there.
his earlier character, what got the name Connor because we messed it up. So
No.
keep a tradition.
So you could tie the rope around me, and I can just like hold on to the wall, and then you guys can pull, so I can try to like anchor them.
Oh, did we lost Tubbs?
Nope, I'm here.
Oh,
Well, you dropped out for when I typed that.
Oh, sorry.
It's when he fell
So-
in the hole.
so
Dipped out for a sec.
mechanically the way this works is you can make a skill check. You failed your first skill check, so you've made it like 1/4 of the way there. So it's about a 15-foot gap. So you've made it about 4 feet. You have to make now another skill check. If you fail the second one, it means you lose your grip and you've fallen. But if you succeed the second one, then you make it across. So it's basically just 2 fails in a row, and or not in a row, but 2 failed checks, and you fall. So you've made it a short way, and you start to lose your grip a little bit, or maybe your pick loses its traction and falls out. Try again.
I can just imagine the line going, "It's slipping."
He could fire his heavy crossbow to pin you against the wall to hopefully save you from falling.
Yes, if he had luck, I tell him to do that.